welcome to East West Radio, and I've got Antwoine Sanders here with me. So, welcome, Antwoine.
Thank you for having me.
My pleasure. So, we're going to talk about a lot of things today. I mean, kind of the purpose of us meeting is I want to get some fitness advice from someone who's got biceps like yours.
Oh. All right. See if I can help you a little bit. See if I can help you with that.
Okay, good. Antwoine's, you got a great background, great history, big passion to help people.
Yes.
And one of the cool things is, for those of you who don't know, Antwoine is a former NFL football player. So he and I, we're very similar in that I'm a former NBA basketball player.
Yes, it happens.
So, and then you essentially, like, your passion is, you're in the fitness world, and you train some of our people here, and I see them walk in, and they walk in like, I'm like, what happened, Cambria? And she's like, I worked out with Antwoine. so give us a little history about yourself. Tell us what motivates you and gets you going every day.
Honestly, I love life, and so every day I wake up, I'm excited. And so I've been in the sports all my life.
Yep.
And so after, playing college sports and professional sports, fitness is that arena that I can still have that little passion, that punch, that push, where I can still push myself to the brink of almost about to pass out or throw up. And I love that feeling. Okay. But also being able to share that with other people who are, where they need some assistance, where they want to change their lives for the better, be fit as a lifestyle.
Yeah.
So those are things that really push me to do what I do today with Studio HV and the CTX.
Okay. And so you mentioned something that's interesting. You love to get to the point where you're going to pass out and throw up.
Yeah, but I barely reach it though. I try. I try.
But then you want to share that with others. So what is that experience like for you?
Well, it's one of those things where mentally you have to have, we call it 3Ds, desire, dedication, and determination.
Okay.
And so you consistently have to be willing to put yourself in that situation. So if you see the clock ticking down, you have very limited time left on the clock.
Yeah.
I see a lot of people who will see they got 15 seconds, they'll tailor it back and somewhat stop.
Yeah.
But then there's others who are willing to say, okay, they got 15 seconds. They're going to see how many more reps they can actually get out of it.
Okay.
So my thing is, if you show up to work out, you might as well show up and show out. So get every ounce of yourself, get every ounce of your workout in that you possibly can.
Yeah.
Because the only way to create change is to change. So that's something that, a lot of people mentally, and I look at it, I say I play sports, so for me it's pretty easy, because you grow up and you're used to having someone push you and egg you on to do things a little bit harder, go a little faster.
Yeah.
But you also mentally have to have that same desire yourself. So I think, if people can actually bring themselves to think that way when they're actually working out, but also be smart about what they're doing, pace themselves. No injuries, you never want injury.
Sure.
But just be really motivated to create change and make things happen for themselves.
Yeah. Well, and I find that if a person's if their physical body is stronger, then mentally they're stronger.
Correct.
They're able to confront more things in their life. They can set boundaries because, we have relationships that are, I'd much rather be under the clock, in a CrossFit workout and trying to get as much, let's say I'm doing a Helen and I'm trying to, beat the 20-minute mark, and that's easier than, then I have real life to confront, and then I got my kids and my wife, and so I think it brings a lot more energy to every aspect of life.
It does, absolutely.
Yeah, so tell me, in your background as in the NFL, what's it like?
It's an experience. It's definitely an experience. It's a rude awakening in a lot of ways. It's totally different from college.
Yeah.
They're not going to hold your hand. Nothing is promised.
Yeah.
You may be making a lot of money, whatever it may be, but you have to compete. You have to show up.
Yeah.
The guys are a lot bigger, a lot faster. The coaching is a lot more demanding, hard. The hours are a lot longer.
Yeah.
I think in a way it's similar to college. You go to class and do certain things, but there's windows throughout the day where there's breaks. In the NFL, you can go in at 6:30 in the morning and be done at 6, 7 in the evening. But you're there all day, so you're in meetings, you're working out, you're on the practice field, you're back in meetings, working out. I mean, it's pretty long. It's very strenuous. But at the end of the day, you get out of it what you put into it.
Yeah.
You have to have some luck in there. A lot of guys, unfortunately, get injured. I have 3 bulging discs in my back, which scared a lot of teams away.
Oh, really?
But for myself, I was blessed to have the opportunity to get to the NFL. But definitely, it's an experience. It's something that I wouldn't, if anyone ever gets the opportunity, it's everything they'll probably think it was going to be when they, when they were little, growing all the way up and have an opportunity to try to get to that level. But it's definitely fun, but it's hard. It's very hard at the same time.
Yeah, I mean, that was your childhood dream.
Oh yeah, it was.
You grew up in North Carolina?
I grew up in North Carolina.
You got 4 kids now?
Yes.
2 daughters, 2 sons?
Yes, and they all like me, so that's good. Take care of them all, that's good.
That's awesome. So what's your vision for the next 5 years of your life? I mean, where are you moving?
Well, my vision for the next 5 years of my life, starting tomorrow, I hope to be in Sandro Pay, on a yacht. And a leopard skin, just...
Call me up, yeah.
Eating a fruit bowl with some balsamic dressing on it, just
good.
Working out 20 minutes a day on the yacht. Nah, actually, I would love to, in the next 5 years, my whole goal would be to see the CTX and the Studio HV brands all over the world.
Cool. Good.
I think the CTX is something that every household should have inside of it. Like every person at home should have a CTX.
Yeah.
I think the studio model should be in every city, pretty much in every state. It's small, it's quaint, it's very convenient, it's very interpersonal, like personal training in a group setting.
Yeah.
I think it has that community feel where people can come in and there's that camaraderie where, hey, where were you at yesterday? You should be here today. So, and I think it's fun and it's friendly. And it's very functional, and it's designed for all ages, all abilities, and all fitness levels. Okay. And so, and then price-wise, for those franchisees out there, it's very inexpensive to buy into a franchise. So I think, so that's my whole intent. And then on top of that, hopefully within the next year, I'll be graduating school. So I just started going back to school in the spring.
Yeah, for communication.
Yes. Yeah. And I was, man, did I pick the right major?
You're doing great today.
I took a long hiatus, and it was like, whoa, okay, I will advise anyone else, if you stop, go back immediately.
Yeah.
But it's good. I want to get done. I always told my mom I'll graduate, and I want my kids to see that Dad must be okay smart. Well, I mean, he must have a brain up there. He went back, he finished school.
Cool.
Because they're getting a little older, so I can't let them catch me.
Yeah, no kidding. Cool. So let's talk a little bit. There's a couple things I want to bring up. I want to shift gears and talk about a lot of people who listen to our podcast are people who struggle with chronic conditions.
Okay.
There are also people who they want to work out, but they need somewhere to start. And so I'll tell you kind of what we do, our approach, and then maybe what we can do is just thread in some of your philosophies and expertise, and we can give people some real takeaways so that when they're finished listening to this podcast, they can go put their headband on, their short shorts, and they can go work out, right?
Yeah. You wear short. You got the Richard Simmons?
You know. What better way is there to work out?
It's all good. It's all good.
Shape the legs. Yeah. Put on some 80s rock, Eye of the Tiger.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. All right. Well, let's get them motivated. So one of the things we do, Tabata training, I'm sure you're familiar with this. So that's 20 seconds on, 10 seconds off. There's an app that we tell our wellness members to download. It's called Seconds.
Okay.
And so maybe you could give us some ideas of what our patients could do, or our listeners, in just a Tabata training, like 20 seconds off, 20 seconds on, 10 seconds off. What would you recommend?
As far as the exercises?
Yeah.
Well, I would break it up. How many times a day? I mean, a week are they doing this?
Twice a week.
Twice a week. Then you would go. I would put a combination of, say, cardio, core, and upper body on one day. Okay. And then maybe the next time around be cardio, core, and lower body. Okay. So if they're doing it twice a week, and I think by breaking it up that way, they're not overworking a certain part of the body, and they'll feel refreshed. If they're a little sore from the previous workout, they'll feel a little refreshed that they're not actually hitting those same muscle groups. Okay. In the core, red tissue, so you can pretty much fire it up at any time. It's going to recover really quick.
Yeah. So when you're talking core, I mean, this is
the
rectus abdominis. You're talking the obliques.
Yes.
quadratus lumborum.
Correct.
Okay. And so
I like his wording.
that's my specialty.
Yeah, it's special. He knows it. Nice.
So let's give him some ideas. So let's say I'm 30 pounds overweight.
30 pounds overweight.
Okay.
Okay, if you're 30 pounds overweight, you are.
And this is step one. I've been living my life in drive-thrus at fast food, and I've got chronic. I'm diabetic. I've got hypothyroid.
Okay.
And I just need a place to start.
Correct. Well, instead of let's say we're doing cardio. We're going to do a lower body, cardio, core, lower body.
Perfect. Yeah.
Right. So what I would do is, are they using just body weight?
Just body weight.
Just body weight.
Because we want to make it simple. Remove any barriers possible.
Correct.
So they're in a room like this. They've got a 4x4 or an 8x8 square.
So we're going to walk forward.
Okay.
And they're going to squat. Now I know they may not be able to get deep in their squat, but
Yeah.
I do want them to squat as low as they possibly can.
Okay.
So for 20 seconds, forward and back. Squat at the top. You'll walk forward. Let's say maybe 4 to 6 steps.
Okay.
Squat 4 to 6 steps back. Squat. So
Timer goes off. Rest 10 seconds.
And then we're going to go again.
Okay.
So we're going to give them set amount of minutes or so that they'll actually perform that.
Okay.
And then we'll go into, if we say, okay, now we're going to go into core.
Yep.
Now, for how much is this person weigh?
Let's say 300 pounds.
Ooh, wait. Okay. All right.
Well, no, that forward and back, that's perfect, right?
That's perfect. Yeah, correct. Now, there's an exercise. It's called the Ring of Fire. There's a gentleman named Larry Scott who created the Ring of Fire.
Okay.
Larry was, I think, the first Mr. Olympian. He lived here. I think born and raised here in Salt Lake City, Utah.
Yeah.
Passed away a few years back, but great. There's an exercise called the Ring of Fire in which you stand, and if I'm going to go to my side here, you're going to lift this hip, and you're going to crunch over. Now when you do this, you're going to exhale with you. Okay. You're going to exhale so that you can collapse.
Okay.
Here, so we're going to go. And now we're going to go straight down the side. Elbow is going straight down the side. And then you're going to collapse, and we're going to go right over the back of your hip here. And then you're going to go to the side, right here in the front.
Mm-hmm.
And then straight down the side.
Oh!
And then,
you can feel it burn.
You can actually feel it.
So they would hold that, they do this 20 seconds.
They'll go 20 seconds. And so they'll start where they left off at.
Okay.
So once again, they'll go several minutes doing that.
Okay.
Now the beauty of that is, a lot of times you would use a resistance band when you're doing that. But as you get really good at it, you can actually do it without the resistance band.
Yeah.
And you'll feel your muscles contracting really good to a point where they cramp.
Okay.
If you get really good at it, you'll feel them cramp. And sometimes you can almost make yourself pass out. So I always tell people to be careful when they're going behind their body.
You're not into people passing out.
No, but you'll get short when they're a little lightheaded.
Right.
So they will actually do that exercise, especially if they're that big, and you want to educate them on how to do that exercise.
So they're doing 4 steps forward, they're squatting.
Correct.
And then 4 steps back, squatting.
Correct.
And then the timer goes off, they rest 10 seconds, and then they just keep moving that. And then they can do another Tabata, so they can do 4 minutes of this.
Yes, we do.
That's awesome.
Correct.
Beautiful. All right, so we got a genius trainer here. That's great.
If you want to say that, I'll take it.
Yeah. And so now let's say, so we fast forward now. So there's step 1 for all you listeners who are just like, I don't have an exercise program, because you look at physical activity, Antwoine, and you look at exercise. I see those as 2 separate things. I think everybody should get out and go for a walk, walk your dog, go for a hike, ride your bike.
Correct.
Exercise is when you're focused in on a particular muscle group or a particular activity that's going to not only increase your heart rate dramatically, but it's going to induce some type of degeneration process in your muscles so they can repair and rebuild something bigger.
Correct.
And so now let's fast forward. Let's say that person is now to the point where they're physically active, they've lost 50 pounds, maybe 100 pounds.
Okay.
And now they want to take it to the next level.
Okay.
So where would you go from there?
So we want to take that, well, we're still with Tabata?
No. Now you can go, we can get creative now, because we do Tabata, we do super slow training.
Okay.
So maybe this would, super slow, body by science.
No, enlighten me.
I'll talk to you a little bit about it, because I know you do a lot of, from what I've heard from your workouts. They're intense, but use a lot of resistance bands. So
Right.
people do burpees with
Right.
resistance bands.
Yes.
And no thanks. I've done thousands of burpees in my life. I don't want any extra barrier. No. But so it's super slow. What it is, it's a lot of research that's been done by Doug McGuff. He wrote Body by Science. He's a medical doctor, but it's let's say we've got some Nautilus equipment or some machines,
Correct.
and so let's say we're doing something as simple as a bench press on a
Correct.
machine. So it's 10 seconds on the push. On the negative, it's 20 seconds. So you do that for 2 minutes. You set a timer for 2 minutes.
Okay.
So you're going as hard as you can.
We actually go super slow, but not that slow.
Okay.
Camera will cry. You can't see on camera, people, but she's right there behind the camera. But
She's already got tears just talking about it.
Don't call me out.
the slowest we actually go whenever we actually work out would probably be 5 seconds. But no,
Okay.
I understand the concept.
Okay. The thing I like about the slow method is for my patients who are, in their 70s, 80s, if you start pushing them and you put them in a CrossFit class,
No.
they're going to end up in surgery the next day.
Yes.
It's not cool for them. But super slow that's where you can maximize each muscle group. So you'd go from bench press, you spend 2 minutes there, timer goes off. I set up my whole circuit, so 2 minutes goes off. Then I'm on the squat bar, and then I'm going down
Right.
for 20 seconds, up for 10, down for 20, up for 10.
And for those individuals, they don't need heavy weight, so that's definitely going to make them work. They'll feel that.
Yeah, they'll feel that. So those are kind of Tabata and super slow is kind of the foundation that we give our wellness members.
Okay.
Where would you go beyond that?
Well, so I'm going to actually add on to the workout that we kind of went over before
Perfect,
that.
yeah.
So now you're actually going to run forward.
Ooh.
Squat jump, run back.
Squat jump.
Run, squat jump, run, squat back.
All right, show us what a squat jump is.
What squat jump is?
If you can do it, I mean, I'm worried. Don't
I won't go through the roof. I'll be gentle. I'm just gonna go here. So now they'll run forward.
Yep.
And that's another squat jump.
Okay,
Now,
got it.
if they can either go here or we can just have them use their arms every time they go up.
Okay.
All right. So we'll make sure they get deep, keep the knees behind your toes, and explode up.
Okay, so they don't have to jump like a 3-foot vert like you probably have. Maybe just a few inches is all.
A few inches is all, but
Okay.
I wouldn't want them to exert as much energy as they possibly can
Yep.
doing those. And then the next exercise where we advance that, they can run forward, they can go down. Basically, I'll just go down there.
Okay.
Let's see if I can get it. You can. So you'll go down here, then go down into a plank, you'll come here, then do a push up, then hop up, boom. Now they're
Jump.
gonna hop. Yeah.
Great.
Then they're
Okay.
going back. The next time around we'll do that, but then we'll add a pike push up in. So plank, push up, pike push up, hop up, jump. So then we'll start advancing a lot more because they're ready for it.
Yeah.
And their body can actually withstand those demands.
Okay.
Correct.
Great. And so a pike push-up, you're going to have to explain it to the people who are driving their car right now.
How do I say it? Your body is, what I say, like a teepee or a table, almost folded all the way out.
Yeah.
We're going to be working on your shoulders. With the CTX on, with the resistance on your arms, you can get a lot of your lats involved with that.
Mm-hmm.
And there's pretty much two ways. You can go with your feet wide.
Okay.
And if you want to go more intense, more advanced, you bring your feet together.
Okay. Got it.
You should try it.
Is that a challenge?
I
don't know what is. Yeah. Hey, show me, then I'll try it.
All right. I put it on the spot.
I don't mind at all. I put you on the spot all day.
So we're going to be here, and we're going to go down.
Oh, I see.
Now, you want to advance that, you bring your toes in here, and now we go down here, and then up.
It almost looks like the dolphin pose in yoga.
Yeah.
So you go down like this.
Yep.
So start wide.
Start wide.
Is this
Bring
correct?
your hips, walk your hands back a little more. There you go.
Like that?
Yes.
Now down.
Down, down. Perfect.
I like that.
And now let's walk your feet in together.
Okay.
And now let's try it there.
That is a little harder.
Yeah.
Awesome. Okay.
So the fun thing about that is, when we do that exercise, when we make it super advanced, we have the CTX on, you have 30 pounds of resistance on each limb.
Okay.
So, yeah.
That makes it very intense.
Correct.
So tell me about the CTX. Is this something you created or?
Yeah, well, it was, well,
What does it stand for, first of all?
Cross-training experience.
Okay.
Because I feel like in every element of any individual's life, they can actually insert the CTX.
Okay.
So whether it's fitness, yoga, Pilates, just powerlifting, CrossFit training, what we do at Studio HV, whether it's bar, you can put the CTX on. It's an application that can be adopted right into your normal workout routine.
Okay.
If you play football, basketball, lacrosse, volleyball, soccer, put the CTX on. You can still do all your sport-specific drills, but you're strength training in the process.
Got it.
And I had a few of my members at the studio actually put it on to go surfing, which was kind of cool to see. On the surfboard with CTX on, doing different exercise movements. So
cool.
The beauty behind it is that, once again, it's going to cut your workout in half.
Yep.
Very user friendly. You can adjust the tension from the bands just by releasing the level on the side. So you can go anywhere from 30 pounds of resistance to 5 pounds of resistance.
Okay.
So it's easy adaptable once again. And like I said, you're going to work every muscle fiber in your body when you have the entire thing on. So it's a beautiful thing, and I just think, once again, you add it to whatever you do daily. I've had people buy it just so when they're gardening or cleaning around the house, they just wear it.
Put it on.
Put it on.
Adds a little extra resistance and
it's easy to travel with because it only weighs 2.5 pounds. So it's easy to travel, store, and pack.
Okay, great. So here, what we've done is we've gone. Okay, so you've got a very basic workout that you can do. If you're, I don't care if you're 300, 400 pounds. Do the Tabata like we talked about. You move it up a level and you start maybe running, doing the jump squat, and then beyond that you can do super slow, and then you can add in the CTX band.
Yeah.
Yeah, that sounds awesome.
He's on it. He's on it, people. He's on it.
Yeah. So then you can start looking like Antwoine, right? Is that the guarantee?
Yeah. I mean, if you do everything the right way, and then every 2 or 3 months, go get you about 48 donuts. I did that recently. I did. Cambria, she knows. I think I had about 50 plus donuts in like 3 days.
You binged.
I went, man.
Donut binge.
Man, it was good. Had the custard feeling. They were good. I'm telling the truth, people. I'm just telling the truth. I mean, but once you get to a point in your fitness lifestyle, you can enjoy yourself. You know, I tell people, you don't gotta eat really good every day. But if you haven't been eating really good every day for a long period of time, then you may want to stay eating good every single day.
Exactly.
It's just clean eating. If you can eat clean, you can exercise.
Yeah.
It's gonna. I mean, my whole thing is life longevity. So the fitness arena, or where your mindset should be, is just life longevity. So what I'm doing today, at my age, I don't know how old I am, but what I'm doing at my age today to when I'm like 70 plus years old, I want to be very close to being able to do all the same things.
Great. Yeah, me too. That's the
quality of life. That's the quality of life.
Yep.
And so I think that's where people should be, and that's how they should actually look at things when it comes to exercise, how they eat.
Yep. So let's talk about injuries a little bit, because that's something that we see frequently. Is, people jump into an exercise routine. You sound like you've got a lot of knowledge in the body, but we end up working on patients who have, they blow out a shoulder, or they blow out a knee, or they've got a torn tendon. So in working around that, I mean, there's a couple things that we've seen is, if people can make sure that they're still moving their body, because in the past, some people need to rest more, but in the past it was no pain, no gain, right? And how old are you? You didn't tell us.
I'll get back to you on that.
Okay. I'm curious about the era, because when I was playing sports, it was always like you push, you push.
I think that's
you don't show any weakness.
I think that's still today, like push.
Yeah.
I think it's more. I think the magnifying glass is out a little bit more when it comes to say football, like concussions, and that's probably for all sports.
Yeah, the NFL's they have lawsuits like crazy.
Correct. A lot of the other injuries you don't hear very much of them kind of being very vocal or out front about. But they'll always tell you, if you can go, let's go. And then a lot of times guys want to play, or females want to play, because they want to play. Like they want to be out there helping their team.
Yeah.
If they're starting, they may be in a position where they don't want to lose their starting spot. And if it's a sprain, if it's not a break, you can go play.
Yeah.
If it's the flu, you can lay down when you get home. But right now, we need to play.
We got a game to win.
They got a game to win. But that's just. Not all coaches are like that, but even some players are like that. I played a game with the flu. I was sick as a dog, but the coaches didn't force me to play. They asked me, "You okay?" "Yeah, I'm okay."
Yeah, exactly.
I went out and played, and we were up really big in the third quarter, and they pulled me out, and I was thankful. But those are just situations that, like you said, when it comes to the body, that you have to kind of be aware of.
Yeah, because you can overdo it, not just in sports, but you get into a new workout routine.
Yes.
I've done it myself. I've been entirely guilty of this, where I'm like, no, I made the commitment. I'm going to work out every day this week, and then by the end of the week, my adrenals are so shot. I got brain fog. I can't think. So, yeah, how do you know when to gear back?
Well, one of the things I do at the studio, every zone says smart zone, and some people sometimes they have long work days. Yeah. Like camera behind the camera.
Yes.
So it's not me today.
Yeah. So they kind of like space out sometimes. I'm like, are you really here? No, but seriously, every zone has. I have 5 zones. They say smart zone. Okay. The reason I have smart zone is first reason is because I'm trying to teach you everything the correct way. Yeah. And I expect you to follow that, whether it's the beginner, intermediate, or advanced movement. Yep. And then the other thing is you got to listen to your body. Your body will let you know when you can do certain things and when you can't do other things. Yeah. Then you also have to understand the fact that if you do feel like you have a tweak or an injury, don't try to push through that. Yeah. Let me know, because at that point we can actually switch up what you're doing so that you can still work out. Yep. So I've had people come in and they have injuries, but that's one of the beauties of what we do at Studio HB. You don't necessarily have to. You can be injured. You can just have breast augmentation or whatever. I have Sarah. She just had both knees. She had surgery on both knees. Yeah. But she can still come in daily and still work out. I just modify her workouts for her. I'm not having to do anything with her legs. We're just targeting different areas of her upper body. Yeah. So some people feel as though they have an injury. Oh, I can't do anything at all. Yeah, you still can do certain things. Yeah. Not things that are going to re-injure you or hurt the progress that you're making from recovering from whatever surgery or injury you previously had. Yeah. So I just tell people you got to listen to your body. Your body said, man, my knees are killing me, then we might need to back off anything when it comes to doing, lunges or squats or things of that nature. So people just have to be smart and listen to their body. Yeah. But what I have learned in the fitness world, a lot of people will not listen to their bodies. And then a lot of people will listen to their body, but then they won't go get treatment for it. Yeah. So it's kind of like you're doing yourself a disservice. And then I would think you have a trainer. That trainer is there for a reason. They have the background, expertise, and knowledge. Yep. And they're trying to help assist you with those things. And when you don't listen, it's kind of like, well, you put the trainers in a bad situation. Yeah. Because the last thing we want is for people to say, oh, I got injured, and people are thinking, oh, people get hurt working out over there. Yeah, exactly. So you got to kind of take the initiative to do things the right way. Especially when they're being highlighted for you. Yeah. Yep. Okay. So, yeah, you're looking at a patient. I mean, you talked about Sarah with her knees, so you just modify, give her some upper body workouts to do. Obviously, she's not going to be doing squat jumps. No, no time soon. No. Yeah, but there's some. I mean, you can even do grips. I mean, even just working on your grip strength, especially for those of you who have hypertension. There's studies that show that just squeezing, doing, what are these things called where you get your sailboats, right? So you're working on your forearms, are you saying? Working on your forearms. Yeah. You just get one of those squeeze, I don't know what the apparatus is called. I know what you're talking about. I haven't used them in forever. But yeah. Anyway, it's a great... It's funny how people... Antoine and I, we don't know what this is called. Don't know what this is called. Milky cow. You're on the farm. We're on the farm. But yeah, it's a great way to reduce hypertension, because one of the things we look at is we're trying to help people avoid drugs, avoid surgery, and so the main thing we do for joints is we can do acupuncture. That's going to help with the pain.
We do stem cell therapy, which is phenomenal. And by the way, you injured your low back. You've got 3 bulging discs.
Yes, my L3, 4, and 5.
Football injury?
Well, I guess I was in the off season working out, and we were out just, I'm a defensive back, so we were competing with receivers, and they were running routes, and we were covering them.
Yeah.
And all of a sudden, my back just started getting these sharp pains every time I went to try to turn or break or cut, and so I had no idea what was going on. The next day, I woke up still, I was like, okay, I feel good. We went out to work out again, same thing, and it just progressively got worse over that week. And then it got to a point where I couldn't even get out of bed, and I'm like, oh man. I'm like kneeling on the side of the bed trying to stand up, couldn't stand up.
Wow.
Took me like 30 minutes literally to get to my feet. And so I still didn't know what was wrong. I only got an x-ray, nothing. So I'm like, okay, then, what's going on? So kept trying to work out. Actually, the funny thing was, not funny, but I got a call from the Carolina Panthers to come work out.
Yeah.
But I was like, ooh, I can't work out.
You can't even get out of bed.
I can't even get out of bed. I hadn't worked out in like 2.5 weeks. So I was like, oh, I just started a new job, blah, blah.
Yeah.
And they were like, well, contact us back and, we'll see if we can get you back in on another date. And I'm kicking myself like, what's going on? And then I went and, I went to the doctor. And before I started physical therapy or anything, or got an MRI, the doctor gave me like prednisone pills.
Okay.
And so I thought I was back to normal because it's anti-inflammatory.
Yeah,
and, so the pain was gone. I'm like, oh, I'm running around. I get a call from the Miami Dolphins. I go do a workout for the Dolphins. They sign me.
Yeah.
Not knowing I was terribly messed up. But they said, okay, let's go to the field, let's go work out, and then we'll come down and work out. So we went down and put on our clothes and our cleats, and I go outside, and I'm like feeling good, and all of a sudden pain just kicks in. I can't stand up again. I'm like, oh, they're gonna be pissed.
Yeah.
They just spent all this money on down here. I'm like, oh my gosh, this cannot happen.
Yeah.
So I run to the restroom, and I like sit on the toilet, and I'm just like, I pop like 4 pills, and I just sit there, and I'm hoping if they walk in, they'll be like, oh, he's using the bathroom, blah, blah.
Yeah.
So I'm like, it's not going away. So I just like got up, went outside. I was just like, I'm just gonna have to tell them.
Yeah.
And so it took maybe 20 or 30 minutes before they came out. And by the time they came out, pain was gone. I was like, I'm good now. And so I like ran my 40, did all my drills. They were like, dude, you look great. You've been at home all year. So long story short, they signed me. And so when I came back, I went to see Dr. Petron up at the U, when I got my MRI done. And that's when I found out the 3 bulging discs. And so we did a whole rehab process for like 2 months or so. And then I felt great. And so after that, I was back to normal.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, good. And it doesn't bother you now?
No. It did bother me. Actually, for the first time in maybe since 2006, I felt a little pain, which was yesterday actually. I was doing an exercise with someone at 5:30 in the morning. I was just trying to help them out because I made them partner. And there was one exercise they partnered on, so I'm like, okay, I'll assist her.
Yeah.
And I'm jumping and go down and I'm doing plank hops, and next thing you know, I'm like, ooh, tweak my back. And could barely stand up. And so I actually went and saw Dr. Francois, and he adjusted me, and I feel good again. So
good.
I'm like, oh, he's like, good. I've seen you since 2006. I said, yeah, it's been a long time.
Thankfully so.
Thankfully
right?
so.
Yeah. All right. Yeah, and I think in the in the sports arena, fitness, I think one of the big take homes is, I mean, the way you were able to get through it, you're popping pills, but you have a significant injury, and sometimes bulging discs. I mean, if it gets bad enough, you lose function of your legs entirely.
Correct.
And so,
so I have no tingling, no numbing, all that stuff. So I'm like, okay, I'm pretty happy.
Yeah, you're lucky. Yeah. A lot of NFL players we've seen. I've seen. Obviously, I do a lot of research on stem cell therapy, and they took a group of about 40 NFL football players who had meniscal injuries or just degenerative knees.
Yeah.
And they injected stem cells into these NFL players, and then 6 months later they found that the pain levels have decreased 50%, and their knee scores, just the ability to range of motion, had improved by about 80%. So,
Oh, really?
So NFL I think they're getting smarter about the way they're treating.
Yes, because guys are literally coming back, like doing ACLs, MCLs, like tearing their body, their knees up, shoulders up, and they're like right back within 6 months now. And it's like, wow.
Yeah.
He just had a horrible injury.
Yeah.
And he's out there running around like nothing ever happened.
Yeah.
And quick. Yeah. And so I think for all sports, it's great that medicine is getting so much better.
Getting a lot better.
Yeah.
Yeah, and so I think it's the best thing, and for those of you who have gotten stem cell therapy or you're looking into surgery, they want to consider something else, because there's so many new avenues that can be pursued where people can get complete regeneration, complete healing without going under the knife.
Going under the knife,
yeah.
Which is a great solution to have.
Yeah, great solution. Well, good. I think we've covered a lot of ground today.
Yeah, we did.
We got injuries covered. We talked about workouts. So now there's no more excuses. We got the farm taken care of, right?
The farm taken care of.
Yeah. Good. So
we need. Yeah. Okay. I just had a thought. Weeder Farm, they local, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Get Weeder. So we just threw you a sponsored shout out, so we're gonna be calling you Weeder.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. We'll get Wheeler on our show.
Let's see if I can get
Wheeler Farms. Nice,
Wheeler
man.
Farms, see.
Awesome. All right. Well, so tell us about your studio, how people can contact you.
StudioHV.com. Let's see. Also on Facebook, we have always posting different workout videos or promotional campaigns for memberships. On StudioHV.com, as well as on Facebook, StudioHV.com. And yeah, just come in. If you want to come work out free for a month, if you're watching this, come work out free for a month. I'll take care of you.
Great. That's amazing. So all of our wellness members, we need to make sure they watch this.
Exactly. You get the experience. Come in and get the experience, and from there you can see if it's something you would love to continue doing or not. If not, at least we had a chance to meet and give you a chance to experience Studio HV.
Yeah, exactly. Awesome. Appreciate that. And just in a closing note, once again, this is, when you're looking at exercise, you're looking at life, the biggest thing you can do is just make that commitment. Antwoine said it a few times. He said, I read up a little bit about him, and his whole purpose is, very first thing that you do, the first step is make the commitment to yourself. And so you owe it to yourself, but making excuses. So get on it, and this will change your life, we promise. So thanks so much for being with us.